Subretinal hyperreflective material, more commonly known as SHRM, is an OCT feature which appears as regions of featureless accumulation of relatively uniform increased reflectivity located in the subretinal space, external to the retina and internal to the RPE. It is typically associated with type 2 choroidal neovascularization. However, it can also comprise exudation, fibrin, blood or scarring, and its composition changes over time during therapy. The first reference to SHRM was in 2014 in an article that described subretinal hyperreflective exudation as an OCT finding comprised primarily of fibrin originating from the associated neovascular process, which could be resolved by anti-VEGF therapy, resulting in better visual outcomes. However, the definition of exudation still relied on multimodal imaging, requiring fluorescein angiogram and or ICG angiography to demonstrate vascularity, to distinguish exudation from neovascular tissue, and longitudinal demonstration of regression in response to treatment to distinguish exudation from fibrosis. The association of SHRM with vision, atrophy and scar was evaluated in the CAT trial. Among CAT participants, the percentage with SHRM at enrollment was 77%, decreasing to 68% at 4 weeks and 54% at 104 weeks. At 104 weeks, scar tissue was present more often in eyes with persistent SHRM than in eyes with SHRM that resolved. Eyes with SHRM, particularly if it involved the foveal center, had worse mean visual acuity, and the change in character of the SHRM was attributed to a reduction in the fluid component with an increased fibrotic component, rendering anti-VEGF therapy less effective in reducing SHRM thickness. This is what we now understand as the angiofibrotic switch that can be detected as areas of fibrosis on polarization-sensitive OCT as early as 3 months after initiating anti-VEGF therapy. A study in 2016 attempted to differentiate SHRM subtypes based on OCT and OCTA characteristics and artifacts. And what they examined were intrinsic flow of the lesion, retinal projection onto the anterior surface of the SHRM, retinal projection through SHRM onto the RPE, and masking of choriocapillaris flow. And this study described subretinal hyperreflective exudation as a form of avascular SHRM, which could be associated with any type of macular neovascularization and often regressed as the neovascularization became quiescent in response to anti-angiogenic therapy. A study in 2017 further classified SHRM into vascular and avascular components by quantitative OCTA analysis. Almost half the SHRM in the study composed of vascular components, and this was significantly associated with external limiting membrane disruption owing to SHRM in the outer retina and the presence of intraretinal fluid at baseline and with persistent SHRM after treatment, and this became an important biomarker subsequently. More recently, a study on treatment-naive patients with neovascular AMD enrolled in randomized anti-VEGF and anti-PDGF clinical trials demonstrated several attributes of SHRM which had a poor prognosis, and these included layered appearance, increased reflectivity, larger size, and hyperreflective spots. And more recent reports have shown that the presence of subretinal hyperreflective material and shallow irregular pigment epithelial elevation with sub-RPE hyperreflectivity on OCT was associated with a significantly increased risk of detecting neovascularization on OCTA in eyes with CSCR. So SHRM, which is a morphological sign on OCT, is seen as an area of uniform high reflectivity within the subretinal space. This can be either vascular or avascular, and the vascular component can be identified on fluorescein angiogram, ICG, and more recently on OCTA. The demonstration of intrinsic vascularity indicates the potential for fibrosis, which has a poor visual prognosis, especially if the foveal center is involved. Avascular SHRM reduces with treatment, leading to improvement in vision. And reappearance of SHRM is a sign of recurrent exudative activity resulting from recurrent neovascularization.